Philby says, been trying out Grim Dawn for the first time. The devotion tree looks really cool, but I have zero idea what a lot of it means. For instance, do percent on hit effects only mean main weapon hits? Percent on hit effects. It depends on how it's phrased. Do spells count? Spells count. If it says on hit, whatever you attach it to should work. If you're talking about a skill. Because keep in mind that like they fully expect that some characters' builds are not going to be auto-attacking. In fact, I would say most don't. One sec. Excuse me. I had to sneeze, and I did not need to blast you guys in the ears. But yeah, stuff that's on the devotion tree, if it says on hit, and you have a build that just, the whole build is, I don't know, spamming grasping vines, it'll still work with the grasping vines. Because there are many builds where someone will pick like one primary skill, and then that'll be like the main thing they use to do damage.
That skill's not ready.
Venom Gaze Vial. Well, I guess that was something I needed for a quest, but I gotta know. Yomuk, how long were you into playing Guild Wars 2 until you decided to start pursuing Legis? So I played Guild Wars 2 at launch, and I don't think Legis existed in the game at that time. I played Guild Wars 2 at launch and got to max level and got bored of the game, and I came back to the game like 5 years later. And then when I came back, I played it for quite some time before I started working on getting Legis. I remember the first one I tried to make was Frostfang, and I didn't want to buy the precursor. I wanted the whole experience, so I made, did the whole quest line to get the precursor and stuff like that. It took me, and I didn't have a lot of materials or a lot of money saved up, so, and I was just like, I would work on it some days, I wouldn't work on it others, but I remember it took me over a month to get Frostfang. It took a while.
Do that.
Hi, Neoff. Oh, you can run through the water. Thought this was off the map. Got so many of these plants.
Can't do that yet.
Cooldowns, because we see some stars. Oh, like a boss plant spawned after I killed the little ones. Okay. Funny thing with the Frostfang story, though, originally I was like, alright, I want to make a legendary, and I looked at all the pictures of them, because that's what's important, right? I just looked at the pretty pictures, and I saw Astralario, which was the Gen 2 axe, and I was like, I'm going to make that one. And then I found the Gift of Exploration in my bag, and I looked it up, and the Astralaria doesn't use Gift of Exploration. Frostfang does, because it's Gen 1, and I was like, okay... I mean, I don't want to waste this. It'll go to waste if I don't use it. I guess I'll make Frostfang. So, so I made Frostfang, and I was like, okay. Alright, well, I got a Leggy Axe now. But it was just like, I didn't even go for the thing I wanted to for the dumbest reason. Ugden Mosswinger. It's a boss. Oh, there we go. It's the Queen of the Undergrowth. Okay. There's a bunch of invulnerable vines in here that hit you when you get too close to them. Oh, we're doing fine. The Primal Spirit's ripping her up. Assuming dots stack in this game, the amount of damage that we get from this should be pretty stupid. Is there not a teleport to exit here? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because, like, every time the skeletons hit, there's a 20% chance of a really strong bleed. And then, if there's 9 skeletons hitting you, that's gonna stack up really quick. Talking about Leggies, is it possible to buy all Leggies through the TP? No. So, here's how it works. Everything that's not a weapon. So, you know, the armor, the chest, shoulders, the helmet, gloves, boots, pants, rings, trinkets, so accessories, necklace, rings, backpack, none of those have a tradable legendary. None of them do. The only thing that can be legendary that can be traded is some weapons. Some weapons. So let's say you joined the game and you were, Bill Gates, and you swiped your credit card and you bought the best gear in the game that you could. You would end up with some full exotic gear, the orange stuff, and 1 legendary weapon. That's it. Now, in terms of weapons, Generation 1 is tradable, and Gen 3 is tradable until they've been equipped. Gen 2 is not tradable at all. So, Gen 2 has a tiny bit more prestige.
I don't know who you are, but please leave.
What you doing? None of your concern. Fine. Alright, clearly a part of a future quest. One of every weapon type. Yes. What? Yeah. The Gen 1 and Gen 3. Although Gen 3 doesn't have underwater weapons. Despite the fact that Gen 3 is supposed to be, has Suwan variants, which is the underwater dragon, but we're not going to talk about that. Sneak attack. Mud crabs. And fighting this stuff out here is suddenly a nice break after fighting the nasty poison boss in those tunnels. You need to add Leggy underwater breather. Yes, they do. I also dream of a, you know the cake thing? Where like you put the cake down and then you get like the infinite birthday food? Imagine that, but like a legendary platter. And the legendary platter, it would be like a plate of ambrosia, like the food of the gods. And when you eat it, it would give you a drop-down menu and you could choose any food buff in the game. Just like how your armor, you could choose any stat in the game. And then after 30 minutes, the plate refills itself. That's an idea I've had for a while that I don't think they'll ever do. The Coven sent me. I can open a rift. I'll send you to the refuge. Go. Sometimes I forget he has YouTube chat up. It just looks to me like he's talking to his imaginary friend. Oh my god. Bob, Null thinks you're imaginary. That's so true. It's kind of disorienting that these quest items are still dropping after I've already got them. What if ANET decided to be madmen and do an entirely underwater expansion with a legendary aqua breather? What if they did an entirely underwater expansion and hinted that they were going to do a legendary aqua breather and then just made a 4th backpack? Alright, so we found a portal to the next area, but not done down here yet, so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. I hope there's an underwater expansion. I need to know what the terrible leaf is in this place so many races. It was just Suwon burping. Yeah, isn't that related to the Largos? Weren't they on the run from something? I'm just imagining players like, what's the terror from the deep? And Arena Net's just like, good question.
That skill's not ready.
Ruined Shrine. The Largos, the Quaggan, and the Crates, and the Karka. No one's worried about the Karka.
That skill's not ready.
Madness, it cannot be. A living thing I sense, and yet been so long, so long. How can I know what is real and what is not if I cannot feel? Leave me, lest I grow tired of this torture. Are you trapped? Were I to be set free, what a forlorn dream. Bound to these stones for eternity, I will find no rest in the great dark beyond the veil. But you, if you're real, you are not as I am. You can leave, you can touch, you can fight. Please, mortal, with a powerful enough stone as a vector, I may be able to pierce through the veil and pass on from this torment. No need to slaughter the innocent. Bring me the twisted spirit of a most ancient and powerful Wendigo. Like this one? In all the centuries, I never thought I would leave this place. Forever bound to these stones, the seclusion was driving me to madness. Thank you, human, for seeing through the madness and giving me a chance at peace. I offer you the strange text as thanks. I know not the words, but they seem bound to the enemies with true battle. Rest in peace. Ethereal missive. Alright. Looks like that's it for this area. Bet my booty there's a giant kraken named something extremely weird like Grogmathar the Ancient or the Thousand Limbs of Destruction. You know, if they really want to throw us off, they will make a giant kraken, the likes of which, you know, our nightmares cannot imagine, and then they're going to name it, like, Jeff. It's him. It's Jeff. Everyone looks at the Quaggins like, what? Did you say Jeff? Chilled steel. Ooh, Jeff destroyed our Quaggin homes. Ooh. My wife is currently making the entire house smell like bacon, and it is a soft torment. Jeff the Giant Kraken, who's also a fantastic tax advisor. Just don't try to cheat him.
That skill's not ready.
Rates. This game is just joyful charm and loving my playthrough on the Steam Deck. Nice. It's good to know it works good on Steam Deck. I sometimes get asked questions like that, and I don't have a Steam Deck, so I don't usually know the answer. I never understood why in combat the Quaggins don't change form, but the story they turn into the other creatures in Rage. Yeah, there's like a hero point challenge where one like roids out and you fight it, right? Maybe it's a motion thing. Maybe they can't just do it on demand. That's my secret cap. Ooh, I'm not angry enough. Anyone here try out Last Epoch? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've played like 60 or 70 hours of Last Epoch. I love it and Grim Dawn both. They're both fantastic ARPGs with some differences that make them unique.
That's locked.
Welcome, traveler. I hope the day finds you great fortune. Do stay for a bit if you need a rest.
I'm looking for the Ugdenbog fetish.
Oh, cutting right through the formalities then. And if it so happens that we have in our possession this thing you seek, why should we just hand it over? I'm afraid if you want something from us, then we are gonna need something from you.
Why do you need it?
Why do you? Oh, but frankly, it comes down to reality. We live in a cruel world where many simply take what they want without any consideration for others. I see this as an opportunity for us to work together. Mutual gain.
I don't have time for games. Give me the fetish.
Pardon me, are you making threats? We do not take kindly to that here.
I mean, you said that in this world people take what they want. I'm taking what I want. You are now despised with Barrow Home. I mean, I'm basically stealing back what you rightfully stole. Cellar key. Where's the cellar?
Main system. Activating combat mode.
I sure go. Last Epoch has been out for a while. Well, no, it's been in early access for a while. The game actually releases in February. It's not been in full release. It's been in like alpha and beta. Where is the cellar that I take this cellar key to? Murder Hobo Muck. Nah, I have some memories of this quest line. Like, you can help them out and do it. The thing is, like, they stole the totem that was protecting the witches. Then they ask you to help them, and then you help them, and then you find out that they're, like, psychopaths from a Stephen King novel or something. So, just cutting to the chase this time. They're like you. Okay, first of all, rude. And here's their cellar. Monsters. Cave entrance. Let's clear this first.
Can't do that.
Since I was in a cellar, I expected this to come out by another house. But it just went
Skill's not ready.
deeper underground. Love the cellar. Here's a nice 2-bedroom house with a cellar that can house 50,000 monsters in its own ecosystem. Slab's roof of cellar. This baby can fit so many monsters in it. Oh, I just noticed the name of the level is now Den of the Wendigo. And the corpse of a dinosaur or something down here. Wendigo must have been hungry.
That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready.
I was like, oh, I should do this shrine thing while I'm here.
That skill's not ready.
Ambush. Rend has reached level 3. That is a lot of green items.
My inventory
can't
is
carry
full.
anymore.
Ah! I guess that's fine. I think I got everything I need here. Alright, bring the fetish back to the coven. Boop. Need to empty my bags
I'll give you a
too.
good price on what I've got left.
A good price. Let's see. Oh. Ice spike. Nope, don't need that. It's tempting. Might hang on to that one. Ravenous Earth bonuses. No. There is that offhand, I think actually comes from the swamp areas that has bonuses to Primal Spirit. That's the one I would like. Bonus to all pets. No. It's a side grade. Ravenous Earth. Oh boy!
3 whole babies, back
What?
into lurk for another 9 months. Mukluk sip.
Oh, 27